Hello! Sorry guys, it's been a little bit since the last time I recorded. It's been about 3 weeks, I think. Sorry! Life got a little crazy. Did y'all make it past Easter okay? Yeah, so we had 12 people in our house for Easter. Yeah, that was a bunch of people. Whole lot of food. It was nuts around here. So, and life has been really busy, so I'm sorry. That and I'm a slow knitter, so alrighty, so let's dive right on in. Today for finished objects, well, one finished object because I only have one. So here is that sock that I was working on. Toe up. This is Nomadic Yarns. Colorway is Sirius from Nomadic Yarns. She's on Etsy. She's great. Love her stuff. If you can't see really clearly that there's gray, there's black, and then there's like this lovely burgundy in there. It's gorgeous and I like it. So I made this a shorty sock. Here's why. Because, you know, in my infinite wisdom, I wanted to do a slip stitch heel. And I did, sort of. So here I've got the slip stitch flap, right? So I increased, I did, for the flap, and then I went to do the decreases and pull it back in, and apparently I gave something up because, and I'm not sure how I did this, I wound up with this, like, extra gusset. Look at this, get a load of this. Yeah, it's probably not right. And I got this big gaping, like, gap. Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's probably not a good view of it. But I'm going to take some yarn and fix the hole. Woo. But I made this a short sock. And okay, so this is my first experience with size 0 needles. Never again. In fact, I am debating on whether or not I do the second sock in my normal size or not. I normally knit socks on size 3. That's how tight I knit. Well, I mean, look at this. Look how dense my fabric is. And this is on a size 0. There's got to be help for this. It's just, there's got to be help for how tightly I knit. So, this is my finished object. But I will say, and I don't know if I showed you this the last time, cute little bag from Woolrich Farm, or Woolrich Crafts. She's in the UK. Oh yeah, I did tell you about that because I didn't realize she was in the UK. Okay, done. So the last time I recorded, I had 3 projects going. I had that knit, which I finished. I had the sock, which I have one sock finished. And my laptop keeps moving. I apologize. And then I had that other sock that I was trying to re-engineer from the toe up. And I ripped it out. I stared at that project for so long, trying to figure out, what do I do? So I ripped. Tanked, ripped, frog. That's the word. Frog. So what I'm thinking I might actually do is cast this on from the cuff down like the recipe. The pattern says, and try it that way and just see what happens. Maybe if I do it once, the way the pattern calls for, and con somebody from my knitting group to catch a toe for me, I'll figure it out. Maybe. We'll see. That's a thought. But, so I don't have any finished objects other than that one sock. So, this mitt that I finished, so this is the left hand, and I need to weave that into. This is the left hand, so I cast on the right hand one, and I can't say it's very big right now because it's just, you know, ribbing. It's like a 2x2 rib. And I'm thinking that for a little while after I finish this project, I'm going to be knitting things in really bright colors. Just saying. Because I've been knitting everything so dark that, one, I think it's starting to strain my eyes. And two, I'm just not seeing anything. So I'm pretty sure I'm missing a purl for a knit or, you know, something. So that's what I got for projects. So progress notes. So I bought, I don't know if I told you, I had been kind of looking around for a inexpensive spinning wheel to learn to spin. Because I do it on a spindle and apparently I suck. So I was like, oh, so, you know, I'll get an inexpensive wheel. And so I bought one from a gentleman in Kansas City on Etsy, and then he got hurt shortly after I bought mine. So he couldn't stand up because he had injured his feet to build, because apparently he's a woodworker. So he builds every one of them by hand, which is really cool. But I got notification today from Etsy that that my wheel shipped today. So maybe by the end of the week. Which, in case the government shuts down, which I work for the federal government. I work in the Department of Agriculture, so I don't know anything super secret. Okay, just before anybody thinks that. I work for the Department of Agriculture. So just in case I get furloughed, hey, I'll have stuff to do. But, so progress. So find your fade. So I was surfing the web looking at find your fade shawl kits. And I had thought I had found like the cheapest kit of just the yarn was like 93 bucks. It was out of Canada. Don't get me wrong. It was beautiful. This lady in Canada does her own dyeing, and you know, she's an indie dyer and everything. And what was the name of that shop? Fiberly, Fiberly, and lovely things, just absolutely lovely. And so I was like looking at that and looking at her colors, going, ooh, what would I knit for my sister-in-law? And I had showed my sister-in-law the pattern. I was like, you know, what kind of what colors do you like and everything? And she was like, ooh, that's pretty, you know, and she was doing the same thing I do. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, yeah. So I'm thinking she and I are both probably pretty hopeless when it comes to picking out colors. But I say all of that to say this. I was looking at Knit Pick's website because I happen to love their cotton yarn, the Dishy. And so I was like, oh, you know, I'll get some Dishy because, you know, I've got some towels that I want to crochet the tops to. And, yeah, I really like their cotton yarn better than the peaches and cream stuff because it doesn't split so easy. And lo and behold, they've got Find Your Fade kits. I was like, woo! So for I got a really good deal. I won't tell you how much it was. Just in case my sister-in-law happens to watch. But I got a really good deal. And it's got some really pretty colors in it. And I'm looking forward to it. So that'll be fun. So yeah, socks. I don't know what it is. I've been obsessed with sock knitting lately. And I've never really been a big, hey, I really want to knit all these socks. And then all of a sudden it's just like, socks! I was going through some of my towels that I had already finished the crochet tops on because my sister-in-law, same sister-in-law, makes the comment to me the other day, you know, those would be great around my house. Hint, hint, hint. Well, she didn't say the hint, hint, hint part, but, you know, that's what was going in my head was, here's my sister-in-law's face, and I'm hearing hint, hint, hint when she's talking about how great that would be at her house. So, okay, hint taken. So I'm going through them and I find like 3, and then I find this hat, this baby hat that I knitted an age ago and it's Knit Picks Billow yarn, and it's supposed to be thick, thin yarn. Okay, it goes from bulky to fingering. Not anything I'm a fan of. Just not. So yeah, I didn't like it. I knitted one hat with it and gave the rest away. But I'm thinking that one hat may go to one of the many baby gifts that people are anticipating out of me this year. So I've got one baby that's due next month that I really should start knitting for. But I also found some of the cotton dishcloths that I've done in the past. So I might just toss that in because I've got a whole box for that baby. That is the baby's mother is a Cleveland Browns fan, and the baby's dad is a Dallas Cowboys fan. So I live in Washington State, and the only appropriate team to like for football here, apparently, is the Seahawks. I'm not a pro football fan, so I don't really care. But I do like giving people a good, aggravating. So I had bought this absolutely darling little, onesie that was Seattle Seahawks. And then I got a little bib, and a bottle set that's Seattle Mariners, just the baseball team in Seattle. And so, yeah, I figured, well, then I'll toss in some of these baby washcloths. Why not? So I'm thinking that's going to happen. The baby hat that I found is kind of a rosy gray. It's like a dusky rose color, so I'm thinking that's going to go to one of the girl I work with who is expecting a girl. So I'm thinking that might happen. So yeah, that will lighten my baby gift load. And my husband made the comment to me. He's like, well, you should probably just, knit a bunch of baby stuff, like hats and stuff. So you've always got like a little stash. I'm like, really? Thanks. I love the man with that. I do. But, okay, so, but I can't decide for like the rest of the baby gifts. Do I do hats? Do I do socks? Do I want to do sweaters? Because I don't mind knitting little sweaters. Bigger sweaters make me a little nervous because, most of those are a lot of stockinette. And stockinette, while it's great that it's mindless, it's mindless. Double-edged sword. So we'll see. I'm not really sure I can go stash diving and pull out something. So that will be great. So over the weekend, I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. It's Monday, by the way. So this weekend I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. I did start that knit, but I ran a 10K, which is 6.2 miles. And I live in Eastern Washington, and the big race for runners out here, apparently. Okay, now I'm not from here originally, so if I offend anybody about what the big race is out here, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm married to a man who is from Eastern Washington, and for years, all I've heard about is, oh, you should do Bloomsday. And I'm like, what is Bloomsday? And he's like, oh, it's like supposed to be the biggest 10K race, in the West. Okay, sure, we'll look into that. He even said he would do it with me, which is a shock because my husband is not the, hey, let's go for a run type at all. Like he did it for 20 years because that was part of your work as in the military is you have to, PT test and all that. He did a Spartan race with some of the guys he worked with when we were over in England. But he's not that, hey, I want to go for a run person. No. But he was like, hey, I'll do Bloomsday with you. And I was like, okay. So, I signed us up for it and everything. This thing is 7.5 miles. Now, I've done that distance. I've done longer than that distance. I've done half marathons, which are 13 miles. But I'm kind of looking at this, and I'm looking at my husband going, you going to walk this? Y'all, I have not seen him run at all in months. And I'm thinking, he's probably just going to walk this because who goes from dead legs, not trained at all, to 7.5 miles running? We've got 2 weeks to Bloomsday, so we'll see. But I like to practice. I like to do an event a couple weeks or so before the big event that I've kind of been working on, to kind of gauge my fitness. How do I think I'm going to do? So I did the Spokane River Run. And the Spokane River Run is a trail run, which was my first one. I'd never ever done one before. So I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. It was all for charity, this like local charity. All the people who were the drink stops and everything, they're all volunteers. A lot of them were kids, like my kids' age. So like 10, 12-ish age. Which was great to see, get kids out and, do something other than sitting in front of electronics all day as I speak into electronics. But, so I did this race, and I've never ever trail run before. And of course I start out at the very back of the pack, which is just fine with me because, then I don't have people trying to trip over me. And, I'm not shy about being in the back. So I turn on my favorite podcast, which was, my favorite podcast is a show called Beyond the Darkness. It's paranormal. It's Darkness Dave and Tim Dennis. They're out of like Minneapolis, St. Paul area of the United States in Minnesota. I started listening to them a few years ago. Total tangent here. My ex-husband got me started listening to like paranormal radio. He got me listening to Coast Radio way back when we first got married. So this has been, 17 years ago. Well, and it just kind of became a thing I like. It's I would say it's kind of like a guilty pleasure, but it's also kind of junk radio. Not saying that their show is junk, but it's not something I have to think extremely hard about. It's not like I'm watching the news and I have to pay very close attention to, this is the weather and this is this, traffic conditions or anything like that. So, but I like Dave and Tim, and they're great. And they did a show recently about the death of Paul McCartney and the 27 Club of all these rock stars who died at the age of 27. And they had this guest on who had written a book and all of this, and they were talking to the guy, which was great. But I liked the show so much that I replayed it while I was doing this race, because I figured, why not? It was about the length of time that the race was going to be for me. And so I was like, okay, I'll start doing this. So I played it. I get about halfway through the race, and yeah, it's the Spokane River Run. So there is actually a Spokane River. Imagine that. And you went down, almost down to the very edge of the water. And you're running along. Well, at that point in time, for me, it wasn't a run. It was me picking my way through the huge rocks. Because I'm a klutz in the first place. So, of course, I stop and I slow down. And, I'm picking my way through so I don't, fall and break an ankle or anything like that. And, I message my husband when I hit like halfway, just to kind of give him an idea, because I know him and my son are sitting in the car. They've got the tunes on and they're chilling with the car because it's an SUV, so they'll sit there with the car and kick up their feet and hang out. And you're at a state park, so my son's probably running nuts around the place and everything because he's 12 and he's ADHD. So yeah. Burn energy, kid, burn energy. And so I message him when I'm about halfway. The podcast, I whip through that and I get through the podcast, and 1,000 yards from the end, I flip it to the next episode that I had downloaded, and I think off running and I get all the way through. I'm like, yay, go me, And I'm walking around. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't feel like I'm about to fall over. I'm not gasping for breath. Did I mention I lived at altitude before I moved to Washington State? Yeah, I used to live at like 6,000 feet. And then we moved to Washington State, which is 1,900, 1,800 feet above sea level. So much different. So, and I go through, and my husband's like, well, what was your time? And I look at my phone, because, I track it on the phone. And I'm like, wow, that was a personal best for me. I call that a win. Was I last? No. But it kind of gives me a good idea of what I'm going to do in a couple weeks for Wednesday. Which I'm not complaining, because that was pretty good. And just to prove to you how slow I am, 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 11 seconds was the official time. My phone said 6 seconds, but 5 seconds. I'm going to give it to them. Okay. So, anyway. So, in terms of crafting, I am on break month right now for Harry Potter, for the Harry Potter Knit Crochet Challenge that's on Ravelry. I did put in my application to sort. I did put in to be sorted back into the Raven's Claw. I'll be a third year, I believe. I think. Yeah, third, because this will be the 5th time I've done it. And the first 2 times I did it, I wasn't sorted. But it was really good. This term, I really want to do more classes because I was really stressing at work. I had a whole lot going on. So, and everything that I was stressing at work, because we had this huge review, this appraisal review for our whole team, is tomorrow and Wednesday. Nothing like pressure to make you feel good, right? So, yeah. So I'm a little nervous about that. I mean, part of me is like, ugh. And I keep trying to, my husband's been sick the past few days. And he's like, had a cold. And I'm like, come on, give me a cold so, I can lay out of work for these 2 days and I don't have to be there for this review. I don't like reviews. Yeah, and my boss keeps telling me, oh, they're going to pull you all off to the side. They're going to interview you, ask you questions. I'm like, great. I don't test well. But anyway. But, I'm really sorry. It's been 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks since the last time I recorded. And I wanted to record for you guys again. I was really impressed. I actually got some viewers. So hopefully next time I'll actually have some more knitting done. Well, at least farther on that knit. Maybe some towels if I can get my sewing machine set up and everything. So, well, I won't keep you guys much longer. I mean, it's great. Oh, by the way, Weight Watchers. I'm totally losing weight. I'm so proud of myself. I am down 16 pounds from my starting weight. Yay! Long way to go still, but hey, I've gotten that far. Go me. So, you guys have a good one. Bye.